What's up, everybody? What's up? Who I gotta be a little quiet. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to On the Warpath. Happy Warpath Wednesday. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you click that subscribe button, hit the bell so you get notifications anytime there's new content posted. Because you know what we do here? We talk Washington Commanders all the darn time. And yes, it's Warpath Wednesday. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna preview the Burgundy and Gold as they get ready to go out to the land of speed tracks and Peyton Manning traps. Yes, that's right. We get ready to take on the Indianapolis Colts. 4:25 kickoff on Fox. Got y'all up in here. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Got a lot to talk about in just a little bit of time. You know how we do. About a 60-minute program here on Wednesday, hump day. And hopefully we can get over this under 500 hump and get right to 500 and build another hump. Shout out to my boy Tim. So Tim, bro, I know you ain't watching right now because it's a little bit early, but you know I love you. Never want you on anymore. Please. Yeah. I don't like you. I love you, brother. You know that. What's up, Hawk TV? Assam, what's up, man? DJ23, what's up? Justo 428, how you doing? And the man with the worst jokes but the best hats. Oh, there he is. Tim's up and out. The man with the best hats but the worst jokes. Mr. Don Wilson, Mr. Kennedy, and my boy Tim. Oh man, Tim, we gotta talk because we be doing we got Wednesday streams and everything. I know you be doing 8-hour streams on Tuesday night, y'all. If y'all haven't seen Tim's breakdowns of the film, go and check that stuff out. Tim does some good work on there, man. Yeah, shout out. My favorite one was when Terry went to him and he's just like dot. You gotta go check out Tim on Tuesday, and when he breaks down the raw film. Pause. But yeah, so we got a game here on Sunday. Washington, of course, victors with Taylor Heineke and company as he gets ready to take on his doppelganger, Sam Ellinger. I know I'm going to call him all kinds of things, so y'all pause and help me out with that as we go. Indianapolis, Washington playing in Indianapolis for the first time in 8 years, 2014. And these are two teams, very similar built teams, but we know it might not. The battle has started a week ago because old booger sugar cocaine loving Jim Irsay leading the charge against Dan Snyder. And I want to know what's going to happen. Is Tan Suit Snyder going to get out the fisticuffs against old booger sugar Irsay? Like, that's what I'm going to do. Like, it is like, or is that cocaine, that powdered courage of Jim Irsay? Is it going to work? It is actually going to work. We're going to see. But that's what I'm looking for at the Horseshoe at old Lucas Oil Stadium. That's my biggest matchup of the game before the game. Booger Sugar versus old Thug Steiner. Or some people call him Dan Gotti. So shout out to Juan in that respect. They know he's saying, there you go. It said, thanks I had to pass out early work. Yeah, we know, bro. Have a great stream. Hey, don't forget Tim tomorrow night. He's on Thursday Night Football. Thursday Night Football with Alan Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit on Amazon Prime. No, I said, what's up, Art? How y'all feeling? So yeah, that's the one thing we see in that matchup is going to be early on. Indianapolis are 3-point favorites. This line is presented by Pro Football Focus. I have no sponsorship, but it's just saying the -4, 148 on the money line. Over under set at 40 points, which I thought was very interesting that Indianapolis, they're going to give them the home favorite call right now and give them that -3 in that respect. So we look at, first thing I'm going to take a look at here is the injury report. Of course, we know Ron Rivera was not at practice today, so Jack Del Rio had to address the media. Ron, of course, is they had a concern with his mother out in California. They didn't detail anything like that, but it was something concerning his mother. He was out there in California. Should be back to practice tomorrow. So hopefully everything's good with Mrs. Mom Rivera and everything with Ron there in a situation we see. I thought Jack did good job. You could tell he didn't want to do it, but I thought he did a decent job of answering some questions there, and was very bland and blunt and not very revealing. They talked about Chase Young and said, hey, he's working back. And of course, they said the ticker will start for him this week, I do believe. And then hopefully they'll get him back for practice. He's not going to play this week, but hopefully they'll get him back to practice next week, as it says. But we'll share our first screen of the evening as we look at the injury report. We will start with our hometown boys, of course, the burgundy and gold. And let's see here. Boom. Perfect. Right here. And let's see. There we go. Here we go. We look at this. We look at it right here. And let me see. I got to stop this. I got to stop sharing that real quick. Share screen. Share screen again. Chrome tab. Let's see. End report commanders. There we go. That's a little bit better. Here we go. There we go. So we can see our guys all here on the left. Washington. Sadiq Charles. He had an illness. Hopefully it's not anything too serious. He didn't practice there. He's just got a stomach bug. Maybe he drank a little too much, smoked a little too much dope, and he'll be back on Thursday, hopefully. Jahan Dotson didn't practice. He's got the hamstring injury he's been working through. Also, Cole Holcomb had a foot injury. Cole's been playing good. Y'all, I gave Cole a hard time the last few weeks. He's been playing really well those last couple weeks, but he did not practice. He had a foot injury. William Jackson III, they said it's his back injury. Also, maybe some fallopian tubes. They're not really sure. They'll double check it. Cole Turner went down in the game on Sunday. He's working through. He's in concussion protocol. De'Ami Brown groin. He had limited practice. We haven't seen De'Ami in the last couple weeks. Logan Thomas finally out there practicing. They showed some clips. I can't think of who did it on Twitter. It may have been Johnny Kime. Showed him working out, and Juan Castillo watching him. He was limited. Jonathan Williams, who we haven't seen in a while, he's got a knee issue. He had limited practice. Sam Cosmi, well, what is it? What's with our guys and fingers? It's just like our guys do not have good fingers. But Cosmi, we saw he had, I think it was his left hand that was wrapped up in the ball on Sunday. And then QB1, Taylor Heineke, had a little bit of calf injury, but he had a full practice there. So good in that respect. We look on the opposite side for Indianapolis. Stephon Gilmore, he was rest. And so is Yannick Ngakoue, another guy we're going to deal with on this defense. Kwity Paye, I'd like to get paid Kwity too. Quickly, sorry. He had an ankle, did not practice. Matt Ryan, of course, we know that's the biggest story, that he is out. He is going to be the backup. They say it's his right shoulder, but it's probably his heart and his pride as well. Grant Stewart, linebacker, pectoral muscle, he didn't practice. JoJo Doman with 2 ends, linebacker. He had an abdomen. He was limited to center. Ryan Kelly, limited practice. Kiki Kuti had a concussion, but he has full practice. Zaire Franklin, good friends of a friend of the program, Anthony Haney. That's his line brother. And Shaquille Leonard, as we know, that was Darius Leonard. He had a back, he full practice. And Luke Rhodes also, the long snapper, has a shoulder, but he practiced fully as well. That's your injury report that you got. Good morning, Warpath 711. Got your photo up in the window with the new Super Big Bites. Really, I saw that. Come on, babe. And you still out in the laundry. You still out in the laundromat parking lot trying to do live. So I wouldn't talk about somebody in eating 7-Eleven hot dogs. Washington Commanders must beat the Colts and the Cowboys to make play, I think. Colts they don't have to beat the Colts. That's an AFC opponent, but they need it as far as going in momentum, but it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things if you lose that game. Let's see here. I wish we could have gotten Matt right. Yeah, I know you've been saying it all the time, and I told you was crazy for that. And look what happened. You look crazy. You look crazy, babe. That's exactly what you did. I told you the man was washed up. He was DUN done. But you want to listen. What were you saying? Sanchez, what you saying there? Like, some great videos. You got to follow DC out. I think it's Out of Pocket Bay, but it's actually Pocket Bay on Instagram. But he is out of pocket a lot of time. What's up, Dubs? Shout out to Dubs. Why Matt Ryan? Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Art. That's all I can tell you. And Bay is laughing at that. So you get your injury report. Like the key thing I see about these injury reports, Heineke, I ain't too worried about that. He got calf injury. But some of the guys look at Cole Holcomb. If he can't go with that foot injury, that's a little concerning for me. Like we said, the fallopian tubes of William Jackson III. We ain't gonna see him, and I think secondary's played better without him. What's up, Black Rick? How you doing? Nobody brought up Russell Wilson, Don. So let's see here. They are devoid of talent. He's not washed. Who's he throwing to? Michael Pittman. That's who he's throwing to. You got a running game. Jonathan Taylor. Oh, that's right. He hasn't been playing too well. And we're going to get into that, though. He's washed. He's done, babe. I knew this 3 years ago. I went on a tour. And just sidebar. See, you like to get me. See, babe like to get ignorant and like to off-rail me on some things. One thing. I went down there. They say, who? I said, who's the biggest problem in this locker room? Who if we say, and look over at the post that said choking hazard right there. It was actually Matt Ryan. So that's what they say. And those people, them workers know. Them workers know, bro. Let's see. What's up, Black Rick? A guy who can't stay healthy. Yeah, Matt Ryan. What's up, Don? How you feeling, bro? How you feeling? To get JD on the field, I think he can field punts to get Dax out of that. I don't know. I think with Dax, the thing is, and I see this at the college, I see this at the D2 level, that they don't really care. They don't want to return punts. They just wanted somebody to field it. They're not looking for the explosiveness on the punt. They're more looking for it on the kickoff return, which I think is crazy because you're going to get more opportunities with the punt returns than you would on the kickoff returns. But neither here nor there, he had dropped one. So I'm cool with that. And shout out to the special teams, y'all. Nick Katz's squad returning getting 2 muff punts in back-to-back games. Doing well. Oh, here we go. Oh, Blink 182 up in the building. Let's see here. That offensive line is leaking oil now. Ryan is doing the same. He been doing that, bro. Yeah, ain't been doing that, play. Ain't been doing that. Hey, Blink, you might be an expert on this. Can you tell me a little bit about that? Let me see. I got it. Hold on. I got to hear my notes. Is that the Sugar Bowl back in 2019? Can you tell me a little bit about that? I know Georgia was in there. I know since y'all playing close to home, y'all probably won the game. Can you tell me a little bit about that, Blink? Oh shit, that's right. Texas won that. I'm sorry. That's when that was the I'm back game. They beat them dogs. Go Dogs. More like no dogs. Oh man, and also I'm trying to do a little bit more structure to this weekly preview show. Oh, I knew that. Blake, I ain't gonna ask you a question I didn't know the answer to already. You should know this by now, brother. You should know that. Anyway. Anyway, Washington, last 5 matchups against the Colts. Colts lead the all-time series 21-10. Washington has not won. It will be 20 years ago tomorrow that Washington last beat the Indianapolis Colts. That was at home on a Sunday night. I think Shane Matthews was the quarterback. Peyton Manning was the obstacle. The only loss that Peyton Manning has ever suffered to the Burgundy and Gold. 2000, like we always seem to play him in October and like November. The earliest we've really played him was week 2 back in 2018. They came in there. Alex Smith first year. That was the second game, 21-9. Of course, we know Colt McCoy went out there about 8 years ago. Had a decent game. Threw about 4 touchdowns. Lost 49-27 though. That one. Sunday night game back in 2010. We were down by 10 points, lost by 3, 27-24. 2006, that was that bad year where we spent all that money. Adam Archuleta and company 36-22 en route to Indianapolis, winning the Super Bowl that year. So that's the last 5 matchups in this series between Indianapolis. Let's see here. That's fine. He better have his new Nikes tied up real tight. I hope so. If we can stop the run, we got this. Maybe that's part of it. That is part of it. But they've got some good players on that defensive line. When you look at it, I've got Yannick Ngakoue is on there. I think he's leading the way with the team with like 3.5 sacks. Also, you have on that defensive line, let's see here. You got DeForest Buckner. He's got 3 sacks. Kwity Paye, he's got 3 sacks as well. So 9 sacks between those 3 guys on the defensive line. Grover Stewart as well. That defensive line right there, they get sacks. They get to the quarterback. So the offensive line is going to step their game up. I know they only gave up 1 sack against Green Bay, but you're going on the road, going to Lucas Oil Stadium. You got there'll be opportunities there, not just stopping the run, but you've got to give an opportunity for Taylor to make plays. Let's see here. Over the past 3 games, has the defense gotten better, or is it because they face offenses that were horrible? I think it's a combination of. I think it's a combination of both, really, because you look at the defense has improved. I think that you've taken advantage of teams that haven't had their starting left tackles in there. Lewan wasn't there. Chicago had a revolving door, and then Biaktari or whatever the name is. I can't say that name for the life of me. And those guys hadn't been there in those last 3 games. But I think you've seen this defense. You've even seen nuggets of it in that Dallas game where Cooper Rush, they picked Cooper Rush off twice, but somebody's committing malfeasances. The defense, the one thing about the defense I have a problem with is they're not forcing enough turnovers. 2 turnovers in a 7-game span, that's unacceptable. I'm sorry. You've got to do more. In that interception against Chicago, that's just a fluke play. Let's be honest, if we really gonna talk about it, that was a fluke play. Hit F.A. Obata in the head, and then John Allen comes down with it. And Steesburg Kenny Watson was the running back. Yeah, defense respectable. Laughing. Yeah, they did. I told you, and that's the money down, Don. And the other thing was we were converting them on the opposite side of the field too. Green Bay had the number 1 third down defense, and I think Washington went like 6 of 14 and converted some key third down, especially late in that on that last drive to win the ball game. I think you can make the argument that special team. I think defense. You can't really say the special teams won it too. I think the special teams got to ignite it. But to Don's point, they were 0 for 6 on third down. That don't happen to Aaron Rodgers. That don't happen to the Packers. We don't do that our guys don't do that on defense. Yep. Yeah, I was there for proper etiquette. I was right there for it. I saw it. It was on the far side. And Derek Forrest. Like, none of our corners have an interception between Juice, Billy Jackson, and Fuller. Then Wild Goose has played pretty well, although he had that ugly pass interference call. But other than that, I think Rashad has played really well. I want to see Gibson on punt return and kickoff more. I want to see him all over the field. I think you got to play him like they did with Santana Moss sometimes, right? Like sparingly on special teams because when he's out there on the field, Gibby's making things happen. He had a touchdown reception. He had some good runs. I mean, what he had like 50 yards on the ground. I agree. Them wide receivers can't get open to save their lives. Proper. Oh, you were in. Oh, you were in 401. I was in. I was down there in 106. So he's probably somewhere on the same side. That don't really matter. He can get an interception in the league. Cam Sims got more receiving yards. Had more receiving yards in one season than he did all in college. What they got to do with anything? Has William Jackson had a pick in the 2 years he's been here? He has. He has. But he ain't on the field. I ain't worried about him. I ain't worried about Bill Jackson III. So we look at Indianapolis this year in 2022. 3-3-1. Get ready. Y'all know I'm good for nuggets, right? The Indianapolis Colts, through 7 games this year, have played 5 of their 6 in division games already. That's all. They're playing out of division and in the conference. They have played at Houston, at Jacksonville to start the season. They have played Tennessee. They finished up with Jacksonville. They played Tennessee and Jacksonville. They're done. They are done with those 2 teams until next year or if they get to the playoffs. But I'm not here to make y'all laugh on that one. And then they wrap up with Houston at home. And to be honest with you, that was the easiest part of their schedule. That was the easy part of the schedule. It gets a little mucky. And 2 of their wins, one of the wins came against Kansas City. Paris, what's up, bro? One of the OGs. Appreciate you with the super chat, man. It's been a minute. How you doing? Appreciate you. Thank you, sir. That's one of the OGs, y'all. That's back when I was doing it from the computer screen. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, bro. One of my OGs right there. Been a minute. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you. Let's see here. Proper Etiquette says, and a new QB. Yep. I think we need a refund on some of our players. We need to re-sign Payne. Yeah. And they're talking about trading Payne. I don't get that one. What's good, Casper? Kendall Fuller is the guy I don't want to see on TV constantly getting burned. Yes. Yeah, he like I said, he's been streaky. Like you put the turd up there, Don. He's been streaky, like streaky draws. Since he's been back in Washington. He'll have a band of good games, bad games, decent games, then bad games again. Hopefully he's about to get out of this rut because we in that seventh game of the season, and we're going to this 8th game of the season here. Yeah, Indianapolis, they started out the season with a tie at Houston. First win came against Kansas City. They won the Thursday night game, that awful Thursday. You talk about our game, but it was still an awful game. We scored more points. They scored more points combined in that game. 12-9 at Denver. They won it in overtime. And then they beat Jacksonville at home 34-7 in that game. And let's see, and they lost 19-10 against Tennessee. Tennessee swept them this year. Both games 9 or were decided by 9 points or less. Let's see here. I thought Josh Norman was bad. Kendall Fuller was right. I don't know about that. Got Wentz and Fuller coming. The book said resign Payne. Streaky jaw. Yeah, that is. Let's see here. Fuller has allowed 3 catches per game, averaging 17 yards a catch. That's trash. Hopefully, we need to trade for a corner. Hopefully, we need to trade for a corner. I don't think they ain't gonna trade for no corner. You know that, Paulie, already. But yeah, Indianapolis schedule. This is opportunistic for them. And they've got us. Then they're on the road back-to-back weeks at Indianapolis, at Las Vegas. They host Philadelphia. Pittsburgh is there on Monday night. Then they're at Dallas. This probably won't be an L. At Minnesota versus the Chargers, at the Giants, and they wrap up home for Houston on January 8th. So that's what you've got for the Colts so far this year. They are 8th in defensive third down percentage. They are giving their opponents about 35% there, but they are in the middle of the pack and converting third downs as well. 16th at 40.2%. Fourth down percentage is not that good for them there. Red zone, they're 50-50 in the red zone offensively. That's good for 22nd, and they are 19th in the red zone. About 58% there. Matt Ryan, we know, was their quarterback. He had 9 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 2,000 yards. He was completing 68% of his passes, boys and girls, but he was sacked 24 times. Jonathan Taylor, he's only been in 5 games. He's only started at 5 games this year, averaging about 4 yards a carry. He has 1 touchdown. That was in week 1 against Houston, and he's got 386 yards on the ground so far. Receiving-wise, it's another 71 yards. Deion Jackson has been a dual threat for him. He's got 104 yards on the ground, but he's got 108 receiving. He's got 1 touchdown. That was on the ground. Philip Lindsay, which we had seen nothing out of him. Hines, been a blip on the radar, but he does his work more coming out of the backfield and receiving. 159 yards receiving there as well. Nobody has more than 2. Jelani Woods has 3 touchdown receptions to tight end. Also, Mo Alley Cox. So 5 interceptions. Cox and Wood. Wow. Pause, Paulie. Woods and Cox catch most balls. More scoring balls on the Colts. There you go. Can't make that one up. And then Paris Campbell as well. Terry McLaurin's former teammate at Ohio State. See, we shouldn't be allowed to have no more primetime games until we have back-to-back double-digit win seasons. The Broncos don't need any more primetime games. I think they might be done. They may have hit their quota, haven't they? Because like 5, only 5. And let's see here. Except Don Glover says, except for 17 and 93, our most expensive players are the ones getting a bench or not playing good. And what is the key thing about 17 and 93? They were both drafted. There you go. That's the key thing. They're drafted and they're leaders, boys and girls. That's what we love to see. We love to see that. So I said I was looking at some key matchups here. Well, we'll talk about Sam Ellinger first. We know that yesterday they announced he was going to be a starter according to what's this guy's name? Frank Reich. Frank Reich, Mr. Maryland himself. Shout out to Frank Reich. I actually, his brother is the head coach of the Wingate Bulldogs, which is a good D2 school in actually in the same conference where I work at, in the South Atlantic Conference. They won the conference. I think they won the conference maybe a year ago or so, but good ball down there out in North Carolina. His older brother is the head coach there. Been there for 20 some years. And anyway, Sam Ellinger, guy who completed almost 63% of his passes, 1,100 yards, 94 touchdowns, 27 interceptions. Also, he's a dual threat. He literally is young Taylor Heineke. He accounted for over 127 total touchdowns at Texas and almost 2,000 rushing yards, about 3.4 pop. So he's mobile. We've seen him. I think we saw him against Maryland. So a couple years ago, and that's when Maryland wasn't that good. But the guy can get out of the pocket. He can make plays happen. Of course, we know he was a 6th-round pick out of Texas. He was a 4-star product. coming out of Westlake High School out of Austin, Texas. I think that's correct. Y'all think, hey, if I'm wrong on that, is it Westlake? Did I get it right? Please say I got it right. I love to get it right. Some obscure knowledge that Don Wilson doesn't know. I love. Yes, Westlake High School in Austin, Texas. 6'3", 222. Big old boy. They said he was 6'3", but officially they got him as 6'1" on the roster. So either clearly somebody is lying. Let's see what DC Bay is talking about. Do you think we trade Payne or we trade him? In the words of Lawrence Taylor, in the words of LT when he was on the Water Boy, right? Kids, brings me to the next point. Don't do crack. I meant trade him or let him walk at the end of the season. I mean, that's all dependent on a couple of things, right? You got Cole Holcomb you need to re-sign, right? You could franchise him. Then you go through this old sucker punch right there again, right? You could trigger the franchise tag on him if you don't want to pay him. But I mean, the way he's playing right now, you got to make that decision. They wouldn't have kept him here. They would have got rid. If they didn't see his value, honestly, they would have got rid of him. Like they would have got rid of him in the offseason. What's up, Austinus? How you doing? As again, he laughs at the jokes. Appreciate it. But the one thing about Ellinger, he's appeared in 3 games, but he's ran the ball. He's got 9 total rushing yards for the Colts. Also, he set a record for most rushing touchdowns by a quarterback in a single season, 16 back in 2018. Also, he has the Big 12 record for most consecutive attempts without an interception. There you go. He competed with Jacob Eason last year, and now he's going to replace Matt Ryan for the rest of the season. And also very parallel to Taylor Heinicke, right? Unfortunately, he's dealt with some tragedy in his life. His father passed away doing a triathlon. He's 46 back in 2013. Then his brother last year died and had some accidental death on a Xanax that was laced with fentanyl. So very parallel to what Taylor Heinicke and him. It's wild, man. It's wild. What's up? Do we need to pay Holcomb? It depends on what we're talking about. What's the market value? I'm paying him less than market value. And if he want to walk, he's going to walk. But it depends on how he's playing. Right now, last 2 games, I definitely say you pay him. But, it's a full body of work, right? But I think the last 2 games have proven that, he deserves to have that conversation. What's up, Uptown Dre? How you feeling? If we keep no eyebrows and company, will we see Wentz again as a starter next year? No, I don't think so. I don't think you'll see Wentz as a starter next year. And no eyebrows is referring to Ron Rivera. It's kind of funny, a man with no hair is calling somebody no eyebrows. Man, went through cancer. You make fun of his eyebrows. It's a damn shame, babe. We got plenty of cap space. Trey Turner costs $10 million. Oh, God. Ugh. That's the one that's got to go. And we pay him $10 million, and he's sitting his ass on the bench. There are at least 5 guys making $10 million or more that could be cut in the offseason. There you go. It's true. Man got to put a picture of a house up there in the snow because he ain't got no hair and anything. This way, man, been wrapping it up. Let's see here. But yeah, I look at some of these key matchups, and the offensive line, which was once a strength of them of Indianapolis, it's kind of fallen off the beaten path this year. Of course, we know Quentin Nelson. He was hurt a lot last year. He's key on that offensive line, the guard. He's just a guard, but he's a pretty damn good guard right there. He's ranked last two seasons. He's ranked below 70 on Pro Football Focus. Before he was like 87 and 91, and he was all up in the 80s. Then his first round pick back in 2016, and he's the face of this offensive line. Also, you look off to the right side, Braden Smith, another guy who was drafted back in 2018. He was a second round selection by this Colts squad as well. So they got there on the offensive line, but what I'm looking at is when you flip the opposite side, and it's going to be on defense. Stephon Gilmore is the starting cornerback for the Indianapolis Colts, and we've seen what Stephon Gilmore is capable of. He's got a lot of broke up several passes this year. I think he's at one of his best. He's trying to get back to that form that he was back in the late 2000 in the teens, right? Back in 18, he had one of his best seasons there. Pro Football Focus ranked him as their top corner out of 112 back in 2018. But he's kind of set off. He was with the Patriots, got traded to the Panthers. Remember when people were like, "Oh, the Panthers, they traded for Stephon Gilmore. They're going to be a playoff team." How'd that work out for you, fam? Yeah, I'll wait. Anyway, him going up against Terry, I think that's key. After Terry had that big game, Terry, y'all. Yeah, Uptown. Yeah, exactly. Ryan Kelly as well on that squad. He's injured, but he's Pro Bowl center. I mean, they've had a lot of injuries over the last couple of years on this offensive line. They can be part of it. That's probably why Phil Rivers didn't want to come back. He's like, I got too many kids. He's like, the first time in his life, Phil Rivers, the first time in his life he ever pulled out of anything was when he pulled out of his NFL career with the Colts, because he couldn't take. The man blamed it on protection for the first time in his life. Wow. That's you can't make this stuff up, y'all. Shout out Phil Rivers. Shout out Phil Rivers. Snyder keeps this team. Do you agree they move the team to another state since no one wants to deal with him after 20? And I don't think they'll move, because that's going to have to take the owners. That's going to take the owners' approval. I don't think the owners are going to approve that. Tack up the middle, blow that ship up with Jay Taylor. Yeah, that's another thing. We kind of touched on that earlier. Jonathan Taylor, of course, this year, he is not having his type of year. They have decreased in carries for him over the last 3 weeks. His top game was week 1, where he had 31 carries for 161 yards and his only touchdown. He's averaging about 5 pop there. The loss against Jacksonville, where they were shut out at Jacksonville, he only had 9 carries, 59 yards. That was still 6 yards on the ground. Follow up the win against Kansas City. He was touched the ball 21 times, 71 yards there in that respect. And it went down 21-20. Now 10 carries last week and a loss at Nashville. He also had 7 receptions for 27 yards. So it makes it look a little bit more respectable. But rushing wise, he has not been. He's not been his form yet. Now, and we always talk about this, y'all. Is this a get back game for Jonathan Taylor? It's a get right game. You got a mobile quarterback. You got a mobile rookie. He's a rookie in the starting frame. It's his second year, but this is his first NFL start. So I think, how is Frank Reich going to simplify that for Ellinger? And even if he doesn't, are they going to predicate more on the run? We'll see. I think if they're trying to win this game, I would try to run it at us, especially with a talented running back like this, because we saw how Derrick Henry, and I'm not calling down, don't think when I'm saying I'm not calling Taylor Henry, but what Henry did After a while, we took enough body blows. We started getting a little like so. Jonathan Taylor at home, you do that in that dome, which is probably going to be closed because it's supposed to rain. We might be getting a little. It might be something a little bit, y'all. Might be something just a little bit. He's off. I really hate that this young fan base can't get to see this team be competitive. I mean, it is what it is, man. I mean, whatever. It happened. I want a winner, but this is my team. Till the end. Like I said, we got people jumping off left and right, going up to Baltimore, going up I-95 to Baltimore. And you know what? I used to be partial to the Ravens. I hate the Ravens now. Just because of that. Because those people who've jumped out. I said, Ravens all right. I don't have no ill feelings against them. Fuck the Kobe Blackbirds. F them. I can't deal with them. I can't deal with them anymore. But yeah, that I will not deal with that because of it's their fan base, bro. It's their fan base. It's their fan base. You know that, babe. What do you call them? What do you call them, babe? What do you call the Baltimore Ravens? I can't remember. And then also on the other side, Ellinger against his defensive line. So, like this offensive line against the defensive line. Defensive line giving up 19, it has forced 19 sacks on this defense. I think hopefully they get him confused. Now, this is where Jack Del Rio should make his money this week. Like him and his defensive staff should be calling up some complicated blitzes and everything. I know people say that the system is so watered down. Like the system's all is watered down. Everything. This is where you could be exotic. This is where you could This is where you could go from Betty Ugly to America Ferrera, all in one. Ugly Betty to America Ferrera. That's exactly what we're looking for. I need the America Ferrera defense coming out here. No more Ugly Betty. No more. No. We need Sexy Betty. We don't need Ugly Betty. That's what you got to do. That's what Jack needs to do on this defense. Get the young guy. Get all confused, man. You don't like him with her either. You mean either? Lord, he's already on that. Yeah, OG Unc's already on it. Jackie, he's a clown, and that staff, the staff has got. Hey, that's funny you mentioned that. They playing some of their best ball since 2020. But he's a clown. If he's a clown, sign me up for the circus. I want to watch it. I don't care. Hey, that's why I tell Jack, shut up and coach football. Shut up, coach the football. Gibson should get a majority of the carry. Yeah, and this is what I kind of went back and looked at some of the game, and Andrew Norwell's still terrible. Like, I don't know what happened to this dude. I thought he was going to be somewhat decent. He's god awful. There's no ability to get to the second level with him. None. It's awful. I mean, he's like tattooing, bro. He's like tattooing guys that Sadiq Charles is already like on a pull. Like, I think there was a pull. He was pulling on that Wildcat formation. And actually, Tim actually went over it too. Norwell's running, right? If Norwell doesn't kick inside to that B gap and just cuts all the way out and gets one of the guys, we're scoring on that play. We're scoring on that play. But because he doesn't know his head from the hole in the ground, we just pick up a modest game. We get the first down, thank God, but that could have been a scoring drive. Let's see. Are you serious? You call that defense playing better than 2000? Hey, they play. I said some of their best ball since 2000. Don't. There you go. Now you get my words wrong. Get my words wrong. I told you stay off that yak. We have no tape besides the 3 runs he had last year. You got Texas tape. You also got you got his preseason tape too. Don't forget that his preseason tape. I think he had a good game against Detroit. So you got his Texas tape and you got his you've got his tape from the preseason. Do you think Chase will make an impact when he comes back? He better. Hell no. B Rob needs the majority. Let's see. He's laughing. He's like, I need to get me a drink. Man, I think he's Lord. I swear to God, I think you on that yak every day, bro. I do. Lord have mercy. Oh, Carl. Let's see here. All right now. But yeah, I think so. My key things as we channel in our inner Kevin Sheehan. Washington wins if Taylor Heineke does not turn over the ball. That's the key thing, right? I think if Taylor plays a clean game, he doesn't turn the ball over. I think we win the game outright. I think also it double downs. It goes to that second level. The offensive line has to be accountable because DeForest Buckner, Yannick Ngakoue, just saying those cats' names, those have been dominant presences on defense for the Colts and their other teams that they've been on, like when he was in San Francisco for Buckner and Yannick Ngakoue. He's been everywhere over the last few years, but he makes a presence on that line. So it's going to be our offensive line against their defensive line. Got to keep Taylor clean. But that's also double down. Taylor doesn't get bird brained, right? I think also Washington wins if they hold Jonathan Taylor to under 75 yards rushing. That's another thing. Don't let him get going. This can't be his get going game. He's at home. They want to win in front of that home crowd. Get Ellinger that signature win, his first win in his first career start. Vegas knows something. That's why we're 3-point underdogs. The disrespect, right? I also think Washington wins if they sack Ellinger, whatever the hell his name is. They sack him 3+ times. We win the game. Also on the opposite side of the defense as well, Washington wins if we force 2 turnovers. I think we're gonna play enough ball control offense. And I told y'all this. I told Paulie this too. I said it was gonna be very telling that how they run, how Scott Turner calls the plays against Green Bay to who wanted Carson Wentz. Right now, I'm about 60-40 on Dan Snyder wanted Carson Wentz, and Ron just went with it. That's right. That's where I am right now. Now, if you take me in this game against Indianapolis and they do the same old thing, that's going to get even lower. That's going to go probably about to 25-75. But I'm convinced after the way the game was called, the way they predicated on the run. Now Scott, he got a lot to clean up too because he thinks he's smarter than the average bear, and he doesn't know his head from apple. He doesn't know dog shit from apple butter sometimes. With his play calling. But let's see. Let's see here. How in that dumbed down defensive play and calling? Why did that reporter ask you? That's what I didn't get it. Well, he was on the injury report. He had a calf injury. I thought he meant Cole Holcomb, and I had to listen to it again. I know what you talk about splits, and I said, he really did. I said, Heineke hurt? But I guess he had some calf. He probably had like a stiffness in his calf or whatever from probably just, but he said it was good. Well, he did dress up like Austin Powers. Probably got drunk on Monday night and probably slipped his thing there. Let's see. He just admitted Kevin is no. See, there you go, getting words wrong. Man, I've been telling you about Norwell from day one. We need to pound the rock on him. Absolutely. I'm not worried about Chase Young right now, John. I mean, when he come back, he come back. He's not on the field right now, and it's not relevant. Hopefully, when he gets back, it's a shot in the arm that we need, but he's not on the field. Let's see here. Ursay may go and play QB this week. He hates your best friend Stein. Hey, man, I have never. There are not pictures of me and Dan Snyder together. There are pictures of you and Dan Snyder together. If you want to play this game, babe, we can. Why you ain't got Paulie on there? The check didn't cash this week. I check bounced this week, so couldn't do that. Scott just runs mesh concept. That's hard to defend. Not to defend. There you go. Run the daggone pig scale. If we get 150, book it. I hear you. No base offense from Scott. God, Bruce. Oh man. Oh God. I'm gonna post you and Dan tonight on the gram. Remember, my skills are better than yours, sir. So remember that. Remember that. We saw you in that episode of Family Matters when you was with Rick James and stuff, right? Let's see here. Let's go around. Let's do the pick 6 this week in the NFL. As we get ready to rock and roll, get up out of here. We got about 5 minutes left. And also, y'all, if y'all want, I'm thinking about people bringing on here in the future, especially the preview Wednesday on Wednesday nights. So if y'all know anybody outside of our obvious folks, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Who do you want to see come on the Warpath? Or who do you want on the Warpath to go outside the Philly game? Because we're going to have Bird Gang on here in a couple weeks. So, Lord, I hope they win. Lord, I hope we win on that. Okay, so anyway. Hey, appreciate you too, Bus. Thank you, brother. Appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all coming. Y'all make this happen, man. Y'all make this happen. Over 500 uploads, 3,000 folks, y'all. I appreciate it, man. This is fun. Hey, this is worth it. Every night, every Wednesday night. So let's take a look at these games. First game we got here is Chicago is at Dallas. I haven't looked at this one. Dallas, 9.5-point favorites. Struggled against Detroit, 5-2. I like Dallas in this one, unfortunately. I like that -9 too. Give me the over. Also, short week for Chicago. Dallas at home, back-to-back weeks. I think Dallas will take them in that one. Miami is at Detroit. Detroit is plus 5.5. 55.5 is the over. I like the over in this one. That would be the play I would do is Miami at Detroit, excuse me. 51 and a hook on the over. Pittsburgh is at Philadelphia. Over 43.5, supposed to rain there, 62 degrees. Philadelphia, 11-point favorites. Of course, we know Pittsburgh lost to Miami on Sunday, and Philadelphia 6-0, looking to go 7-0. Yeah, I ain't messing with no B. Hey, I ain't messing with no B more. Bump B more. I hope Tom Brady wins. I can't root for Baltimore no more. Let's see here. I don't like that 11.5. That 11.5 seems funky. $43. You know what? -11. Do I really want to go +11 with baby hands? +11 with baby hands. Pittsburgh at Philadelphia. Let's go. Let's go +11. I'm crazy, but I'll go +11 with old baby hands. Let's see here. We got 3 down. Let's go. The Giants are at Seattle. Seattle is 3-point favorites. I think this is an easy one. Last week I missed on it. I'm going to go back to the well. I'm going to fade the Giants. Give me the Seahawks -3 at Seattle. Give me Geno and the boys there. Green Bay is at Buffalo for the first time in Aaron Rodgers' career. He is a double-digit underdog. I don't really give a damn about the under. I like this number right here. 47.5. 47.5. I like to give me the over in that one. Give me over 47.5. I like that. And who's on Monday night? Let's see who's on Monday night. And nobody don't really care about Monday night. And we'll give you let's see, one more here. San Francisco is at the Rams. That's going to be Fox's game of the week. Rams are 1.5 dogs. You know what? I think the Rams get them this week. Give me that one. I'll take that 1.5 right there on there. So there you go. Here's 6 picks. You can parlay them together. I might get them all wrong at this point. So you got to fade them, right? Let's see here. Yeah, that's pretty well. That's a good one. You got me on Tanya Snyder, man. What is wrong with you? Bro, I got bosoms, but I ain't skinny like that. Come on now. So here you go. Dallas -9 in the hook. Miami, Detroit over 51.5. Pittsburgh +11 at Philly. Giants, Seattle -3 against the Giants. Over 47.5. Green Bay, Buffalo, and then LA +1.5 against the 49ers. What are you talking about, Bruce? Travis Thomas. What? Travis Thomas? Let's see. Hawks as well. You got them. Philly cover. Hate to say. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about that. I'll try to reach out. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can reach out to Trav. I'm gonna try to get him on. I got something planned I want to do with him and another guest. DC Bay. Nah, we can't have him on. We get canceled if that's the case. We get canceled. I ain't trying to get canceled. Got a man says +9 Bears. Let's see here. Then hurry the hell up. We better win this week. Yes, we will. I think we will. Oh, the chump scared. Come on now. Y'all know what? Y'all remember if you was in here, Bay said he would come on. He would come on the channel, right? He said he would come on, and he has yet to fulfill that promise. He's yet to fulfill that promise. Just think about that. Just think about that right there. I tell y'all all the time. I tell you, when I do something, I'm going to do it. DC Bay, I don't know about that. No, we didn't talk about that. But yeah, I think Washington wins this game. I think it'll be closer than a lot of people think. Brian Mitchell and Doc Walker. I could do half of that. B. Mitch is hard to get in contact with. Doc, I think I could do Doc again. I could get Doc on here. Also, you can see Doc on First String Podcast. I would if you would not be petty. Can you guarantee you would not be petty? That wasn't part of the stipulation, sir. You come on here. This is my show. You come on my show. Yeah, but we'll work on. We'll see who we can get on here next week. I'll do some reaching out and see if we can get somebody on the show for next week, because I know y'all getting tired of seeing Paulie on here. No, we love Paulie. We love having Paulie on here. But yeah, he gonna call me in about 10 minutes and critique what I did. So But no, I appreciate y'all. Don't forget, we'll be back here on Sunday, 4:00. We get 4:00. We'll get ready. Depending on, maybe we might do something early. We might do a game early on. Don't know. That's still up to debate, but we will be here. Game at 4:25. Be here at 4:00 for Washington, Indianapolis, and we'll catch a tail end of one of those other games there. What's up, Cypher? HTTC. I'm available for all. Okay. Utz and Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew's expensive where I'm at, bro. Appreciate you, brother. Paulie, I love you. It was a great alumni weekend. We know that. Great alumni weekend. Appreciate you. Paul's an independent contractor here. But y'all, Sanchez 405. Shout out to Taylor Heineke, man. He had the green shoes on. Man's ready to go. Hopefully that calf is strong. That's my quarterback. Now he is. So yeah. Appreciate y'all. Hail to the burgundy and gold. Until next time, we keep that same damn energy. We outlast the bastards like we did the last 2 weeks. We do it together. Love you guys. Sanchez 405. Till them next time. A piece of hell. Somebody get my damn theme music. Paulie, where you at?